You think you know the story of Rome's founding. Think again. Most people get the 7 kings of Rome completely wrong, missing the critical lessons hidden in plain sight. Today, you're going to discover why separating the myths from the historical truths of these early rulers isn't just about ancient history. It's about understanding the very blueprint of power that still shapes our world in 2025. Ignore this, and you'll forever misinterpret the foundational forces that built one of the greatest empires ever known. You see, the tales of Rome's kings are often dismissed as mere legends. But what if I told you that even the myths themselves hold immense historical and political weight? Most just skim the surface, treating Romulus as a simple founder or Tarquin as a cartoon villain. This oversight means missing the subtle, powerful shifts these figures represent. Shifts in law, religion, military, and governance that laid the groundwork for the Roman Republic and Empire. And trust me, those foundations are far more complex and revealing than any textbook might suggest. Let's start with Romulus, not just the wolf-raised twin, but the archetype of the aggressive founder. His story, riddled with fratricide and the abduction of the Sabine women, established a core Roman identity, a people forged in conflict yet capable of assimilation. He's credited with creating the Senate and the first legions. What this tells us, historically, is the early Roman state prioritized military strength and a system of governance that integrated diverse elements. But that's only the beginning of how these kings shaped Rome. Next came Numa, a king often seen as the polar opposite of Romulus. He's the peacemaker, the pious one, credited with establishing Rome's core religious institutions and the Roman calendar. Think about that transition, from raw, violent founding to structured, sacred order. This wasn't just happenstance. It cemented the idea that Roman power had both a martial and a divine mandate, a balance that defined the Republic for centuries. But the peace wouldn't last. Tullus Hostilius, the third king, brought Rome back to war. He was the warrior king, expanding Rome's territory through campaigns like the destruction of Alba Longa. His reign reinforces the idea that early Rome saw military might as essential for growth, but also that alliances could be broken for strategic gain. This period shows a crucial development in Roman expansionist policy. You're beginning to see how each king added a layer to Rome's DNA, right? Then we encounter Ancus Marcius, a king often overlooked yet vital. He's credited with focusing on public works, like the first bridge across the Tiber and the port of Ostia, and expanding the city by incorporating Aventine Hill. More importantly, he's associated with defining the rights of the plebeians. This signals a shift from pure conquest to internal development and social integration, a move that would become critical for maintaining stability as Rome grew. Now we move into the Etruscan kings, starting with Lucius Tarquinius Priscus, or Tarquin the Elder. His arrival marks a significant Etruscan influence on Rome's culture and infrastructure. He built the Circus Maximus and started the Cloaca Maxima, Rome's sophisticated sewer system. These weren't just construction projects. These were monumental civic achievements that transformed Rome from a cluster of villages into a genuine city, demonstrating an increasing sophistication in urban planning and governance. The sixth king, Servius Tullius, pushed these reforms even further. His most famous achievement was the census, which categorized citizens based on wealth and assigned them military and political duties accordingly. This radical reform created a more structured, meritocratic society and established the basis for the Roman legions we know. He also built the Servian Wall, a massive defensive structure. This king truly codified Roman society and secured its borders, showing a clear evolution in statecraft. And finally, Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, or Tarquin the Proud. His reign is the ultimate payoff in understanding the Roman hatred for monarchy. He was a tyrant, ruling without Senate consultation, executing opponents, and revoking previous reforms. His arrogant rule, culminating in the infamous story of Lucretia, led directly to his expulsion and the end of the Roman monarchy. This wasn't just a simple overthrow. It was the birth of the Roman Republic, founded on a profound distrust of unchecked power. Every Roman citizen, for centuries, understood this lesson implicitly. You see, these aren't just characters in old stories. The 7 kings illustrate a deliberate, if sometimes chaotic, evolution of Roman political thought, military strategy, and social structure. They are the foundational narratives, both mythical and historical, that shaped Roman identity and its political ideology for over 1,000 years. Understanding these layers gives you a profound insight into why Rome became Rome. It's not just theory, it's how they explained themselves and justified their actions to the world. So, you've just uncovered how Rome's very identity was forged in these early centuries, a blend of foundational myth and pragmatic political evolution. These lessons about power, governance, and the dangers of tyranny are as relevant today as they were millennia ago. But the story doesn't end with the expulsion of Tarquin the Proud. To truly grasp how this early blueprint evolved into the Republic, then Empire, you need to see our deep dive into the fall of the monarchy and the rise of the consuls. Watch that video right after this one. It connects all the dots you've just uncovered.